Hi guys. So today I will be talking about one of my very favorite book series, and this is the 50. This book in particular is the 50 Shades Darker by E.L. James, and this is the second book in the 50 Shades of Grey series. Now, before I start talking about this book or show you guys the book and everything, I do want to make a disclaimer. If anybody has not read this book or never heard of this series before, just a quick disclaimer before I get into it and you guys are like, what are you talking about? I suggest that you guys either go watch because the movies are out now, two of the movies are out already, but go watch a quick trailer of what the movie is about, because the movie is surrounded around the book, and or go look up the synopsis of what the books are about before I start talking about them, because I do not want anybody to be like, but please go watch a quick trailer or read a synopsis. But it says #1 New York Times bestseller. This one is the sequel to 50 Shades of Grey, the first book, and there is 3 books in this series. So it's 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Darker, and 50 Shades Greed. I do have the other 2 books. I invested in them, but something that I do want to say is the first book that I ended up buying was actually this one, and this is before any of the movies came out. A lot of my friends were reading it, and it was kind of like a more scandalous, kind of like non-vampire-y version of Twilight. And when I got in college, everybody was like, oh my goodness, like all my sorority sisters were like, we love these books. And I ended up buying the wrong one first. So I ended up getting this one first. Then I eventually got 50 Shades of Grey and then 50 Shades Freed. I have read all 3 of them. So I will be giving you guys my honest opinion on the book. Also, something else that is very nice about these books and just the series and this book in particular is it's an easy read. So the words aren't too small, they're just a right size. And there's a lot of dialogue in here, so as you guys probably can see, it's an easy read, and this is an interesting book. So it's not something that like you would be like, oh, it's a hard time getting through. I literally read this on my lunch breaks at work. I'll read this when I'm trying to take a break from in between classes. Like, it's just something that I will consistently keep picking up and reading. But I just want to show you guys what the book looks like and give you guys an overview, and then I will give you guys just a teeny preview of what the book is. But I do, like I stated before, want you guys to, if you don't know about this book and you're just finding out about it, just to go watch a preview of the trailer of this movie, or honestly read up on what the book is about, because this series has started a lot of controversy, but it has also like started a lot of trends too. But just starting off, this is what the cover looks like, and I'm just gonna like go from the bottom. So this is what the cover looks like. On the side, it just says 50 Shades Darker, and it has 2 because, like I stated before, this is the second book in this series. And then turning this book over, I will read basically what it's about. So it just says the New York Times best-selling 50 Shades trilogy in a class by itself, and that was by Entertainment Weekly. And then I'm just going to give you guys a short synopsis of what this one is about, but I'm going to go into it a little bit of the detail because, like I said, this is the second one in this series, and if you guys have never read any of these books, just give you guys a little bit of background knowledge of what this is about. So, daunted by the singular taste and dark secrets of the beautiful, tormented young entrepreneur Christian Grey, Anastasia Steele has broken off their relationships to start a new career with a Seattle publishing house. But desire for Christian still dominates her every waking thought, and when he proposes a new arrangement and cannot resist, they rekindle their searing sensual affair and Anna learns more about the harrowing past of her damage-derived and demanding 50 Shades. While Christian wrestles with his inner demons, Anna must confront the anger and envy of the woman who came before her and make the most important decision of her life. So basically what this series of books is about is it is about a girl named Anastasia Steele, and it starts off the first book. She's in college, and she's about to graduate, and she encounters Christian because she did a favor for her friend and ended up interviewing her. He was intrigued by her, and they end up in an interesting arrangement, but that is all I'm going to say. It follows with her being different than all of the other arrangements that he has previously had, and this is basically the storyline of how they started off and like their love, and they referred to it as 50 Shades. So like I said, there's 50 Shades of Grey, 50 Shades Darker, and 50 Shades Freed. Opening this book, it just basically has like just the 50 Shades Darker going into it, and then this is just her acknowledgments, and then the prologue. I will tell you guys how many pages are in this book, just so you guys have a good like understanding of like how much you're going to be reading if you do decide to pick up this book. So this one has 532 pages. I'm so sorry, guys. And as you guys can probably see the word, yes, I do apologize. This is a very interesting book. I do not suggest this book unless you are over the age of 18. I feel like this is something you should not be reading if you're in high school, but those are my only personal opinions. I do suggest this if you're just looking for leisure reading. And like I said before, this is the 50 Shades Darker book by E.L. James, and I do highly suggest this one. I do love this series, and I suggest every book in this series, but this one is really good.